14 months since the Nelson Mandela Foundation called for President Jacob Zuma to resign. There is a renewed call and a renewed statement today. The Foundation's Director of Communications, Luzuko Koti, joins us now on Newsday. 14 months ago you made this statement. Welcome to you and good afternoon. Why have you seen fit to reissue the statement?
I think we have to remind South Africans that we are a memory institution. We try and recall or connect the events and the dots back to what has happened before. And what has happened before is obviously a sense of a collective message from South Africans that Zuma must go. We remember when every South African from all walks of life, and I say every with measure here because there are people who don't believe he should go, that he should go because they were watching the system rot. They were slowly watching the governance of our country becoming something of a joke, both here in South Africa and globally. The decisions that were taken at the level of president, which were erratic, which were reckless, which were plunging us in situations that we did not foresee and we've never seen since the dawn of democracy. And we thought it was time at that time to raise our voice and collectively join South Africans and call for the stepping down of the president, just so that the legacy of people like O.R. Tambo, of Nelson Mandela, does not erode on the basis of the actions of one person, one administration, and one group of people who are really committed to taking away that
do you believe that legacy, or those twin legacies that you refer to, are starting to be eroded now?
We think that those leaders, many of those leaders, men and women, have done a lot to instill in us as South Africans a sense of confidence that whatever we go through, we can correct. Whatever we go through, if we are collective in our approach, we can turn around. And I think at this point, South Africans feel that there's a sense of that hope, and we continue to tap into that confidence that was given to us by Nelson Mandela, by Adelaide Tambo, by many others, Masisulu, all of those men and women. Actually, at that time, when it was not fashionable to be aggressive, to be straightforward with the apartheid government, they made us believe that, in fact, we can turn things around. I'm sure today, South Africans do believe that the things that can turn around. But Jeremy, here we're talking about not just an individual. We're talking of a systemic rot. And we've seen the testimonies, the hearings that have been giving us information about the kinds of structural and institutional arrangements that have been made to enrich particular individuals, to create groups of people who are taking away from the state through whether it's Transnet or Eskom or any other institution, the things that are supposed to actually work towards development of this country, in fact, working against the development of the
What do you think the immediate consequences are of this swirling uncertainty that we are experiencing right now? The next 48 hours, there is a palpable sense of concern right across the country.
I don't think we are really concerned much about the removal of Jacob Zuma as the president. I think that's inevitable. He will go. He must go. And our renewed call is for him to note and actually recognize that by himself, he must do the honorable thing. What we are reminding South Africans here is that the problem is not the man. Removing him, you still have the channels, the groups and the networks of corruption that have built over time. People who are coming out now, you can hear them with sense of panic and agitation. They're trying to protect that little that's left of those networks. And we're saying, remove him, but you'll still have those networks. You have to have all South Africans committed and having the sense of collectivism. In that confidence has to remain there, and that collectivism in rooting out that So as the Nelson Mandela Foundation, in this statement, we do say that we are encouraged, for instance, by the processes that are in place, by the Hawks, by the portfolios committees, by the various hearings that are taking place in commissions and of inquiries, where evidence is beginning to come out. But After that, systems have to be tightened. We have to root out corruption. We have to have a government that we are confident about for the purpose of taking forward the dream that we had in 1994.
I need to return live to Cape Town in just a moment, so a fairly brief answer if you don't mind. Do you think he is capable of doing the honourable thing that you're calling for?
Many people have called on President Zuma to step down. Political parties, individuals, Ahmed Kathrada, an icon of our struggle, spoke about him losing confidence in him, and many other people. And we think that as a person who claims to hold on to values of an organization such as an ANC should actually tap into that, but we don't think he is capable of that. He is actually prepared to go down with the rest of the country and risk everything that we've built. And we say he needs to listen to a little bit of that conscience that, in fact, he claims to get from the African National Congress.
It's a very salutary assessment. Thank you very much indeed. That's Luzuko Koti, who speaks for the Nelson Mandela Foundation.